The following is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, fifth chapter, text number 15, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on June 9th, 1969, at the New Vrindaban Farm Community.
So, in our last meeting, we have been discussing that Shastras, scriptures, if they simply deal with material activities, of course, material activities should be regulated to come to the spiritual platform. But if we do not come to the spiritual platform, simply some regulative principle on the material platform will not help us. Religiosity means to prepare the ground for being elevated to the spiritual platform. And just like it is said, dharma sanusthita pumsa vishakshena katha suja notpadayat rating jadi samaya bhi keval. Dharma, religious faith, everything is very punctual. One is going punctually to the church or to the temple and executing all ritualistic ceremonies very rigidly, following the rules and regulations. But at the end, if he has not developed love for God, then Bhagavad says, samaya vai keval. This is simply labor. Formalities. Caste priest, caste Goswami, caste spiritual master, simply a formality. But the objective is not Krishna, objective is material happiness. That sort of religiosity and following the regulative principle will not help. So, Vasudev says, Jugupsitam, this is abominable. Because if you simply stick to that principle, you are authority, people will understand that this is religion, nothing more. Namannate tasya nivaranam jana jadvakat. Jadeva pravritti marga nindate tarhi nivitti marge sadbhaktiya tyagena iva parameshwara sukha swarupa anuhute king tad jasa kathanenapi tatraha vichakkhana iti vichakkhana ati nipuna kaschideva nivittita sadbhaktiya nivittya asya vibha sukhang nidvikalpaka sukhatmakam swarupam veditam gyatam mahati. One may be very expert in the matter of executing religious performances, but that does not mean he can be elevated to the spiritual platform. Vichakhanasya arhati veditam vibha arantaparasya nivittita sukham pravattamanasya gunairanatmana tata bhavan darsha chestitam vibho. This may be little helpful to rise to the spiritual platform, but unless one is actually engaged in the service of the Lord, it cannot be achieved perfectly. Then Vasudev says, Narada Muni says, tata karanat he vibho anatmano dehabhimana ateva gunai sattadivi pravatmanasya janasya darshaya bhavaniti bhavaniti. Therefore, you write literature in such a way that people will become attracted to Krishna or the Supreme Lord. Simply official understanding of Krishna, God is great or Krishna is all-powerful, but my attention is only how to improve my material condition. So, this picture was given in our Back to Godhead. Perhaps you all remember that a bridegroom party was to go to the bride's home in India, the marriage party, bridegroom party. The bride, his father, his relatives go with the bridegroom to the bride's home, and the marriage ceremony takes place there in the presence of all kinds of relatives. That is the system. So the marriage was to take place in a different village some miles away, and in Bengal the land is full of rivers. The rivers are considered to be high roads. So it was settled that the bridegroom's party will start in the evening before the marriage day and reach there in the morning and rest whole day, and in the evening the marriage will take place. So they got up on a boat, and the boat was started, and all the members of the bridegroom's party, they fell asleep. It was on the river, the breeze was very pleasing, and next morning when they arose, they saw they are standing on the same place. Then they are surprised, how is that? The boatman was asked, how is that we are in the same place? We have not proceeded even a few years. How is that? So the boatman said that we were flying the whole night, we do not know how it happened. Then one boatman found out that the anchor was not taken up. The anchor was fixed up, and the whole night their flying meant the boat was round about the anchor only, moving, and it did not go a step forward. So similarly, if our anchor, that we want this material happiness, for which we may worship God, we may go to the temple, go to the church, offer our respect, artha arthati, that is accepted as good. But one has to go far above that position. That means if one being distressed approaches Krishna that, my Lord, I am in distress, please help me, the qualification is good in this sense that he somehow or other he has approached God. But his motive is not pure. His motive is material enjoyment. So Vasudev says, this kind of instruction in your book will not help people to come to the standard of pure devotional service which can save him from all material bondage. That is the whole purpose. Then what is to be done? The same thing as Krishna advises that sarvadharman parityajya mamekam saranam vraja. You haven't got to do anything. Simply be engaged in Krishna consciousness. So, here, of course, I am very pleased that the boys and girls who have come to me, they have immediately taken to Krishna. But India, although this Bhagavad Gita is the scripture of Hindus and the Indians. Still, they are not so easy to accept Krishna consciousness because their brain is puzzled. Somebody says that you worship Goddess Kali, somebody says that you worship Lord Shiva, somebody says worship Brahma. So mostly in temples, the temples which are meant for earning some money, they have got all kinds of deities. In one place there is Lord Shiva, one place there is Goddess Kali, one place there is Ramchandra, one place is just like store. You go to a store and you will find all kinds of goods are ready there. Whatever goods you want, you pay price and take. So that is another business. That whomever you may love, please come to my temple, pay something, and you see your God is there. You see? So, and there are some missionary activities also. They say that whatever God you may worship, it is the same. But our Vaishnava philosophy does not say that. Vaishnava philosophy says God is one. Not in Vaishnava philosophy, do not think that it is sectarian. This is based on Vedic conclusion. In the Rig Veda also, it is said God is one. Tad Vishnu. Vishnu is Paramam Padam. He is supreme. Vedas does not say that Brahma is supreme or Lord Shiva is supreme or Goddess Kali is supreme. No. Tad Vishnam Param, this is Rig Veda mantra. And so far Bhagavad Gita is concerned, it is clearly said there by Krishna. He said, I am the supreme. Nobody is greater than me. We find in Brahma Samhita also the same thing. Ishara Parama Krishna. So actually, in the Vedas, the Supreme Lord is accepted Vishnu or Narayan or Krishna, different names for Vishnu, Tattva. Even Sankaracharya, he also accepts Narayana Para. Narayana is the Supreme. Narayana. So God is one. But there are different kinds of demigods, that is also a fact. They are accepted as different parts and parcels of God, as we are also. The demigods are also living entities, they are not Vishnu Tattva. There are Vishnu Tattva, Jiva Tattva and Shakti Tattva. Vishnu Tattva is the supreme, absolute truth. Jiva Tattva is part and parcel, and Shakti Tattva is the energy. So, the demigods, you can become a demigod. You can become, if you follow the process how to become, then you can become one day the demigod in the sun planet. It is not difficult. You can become one day even Lord Brahma. Just like you can become one day President Nixon like him. That requires your qualification, but you cannot become Krishna or Narayan. That is not possible. God is one. You cannot become God, but you can become part and parcel of God, more powerful. That is possible. Just like you are all Americans, but some of you can become a big officer in the government, the president, the secretary, the governor, but their position is better than ordinary man. Similarly, the demigods are like that. They are different officers of the Supreme Lord, Krishna. These things are described in Bhagavatam, that the sun rises under the order of the Supreme Lord. The moon rises under the order of the Supreme Lord. The ocean is not disturbing, it is calm and quiet, not calm and quiet, it is in its position by the order of the Supreme Lord. So everyone is acting under the Supreme Lord. And Chaitanya Chaitamrita says, Ekala Ishwar Krishna. Yeah, the Supreme Lord is only Krishna. Ekala Ishwar Krishna Arsa Vritta. Or any other demigod, or even Vishnu Tattva, even Narayan, Vishnu, there are so many, I am to say, manifestation of Vishnu Tattva. They are all subordinate to Krishna, Ishvara Parama Krishna. So here the point is that just direct people to Krishna or the Supreme Lord. Don't misguide them that here is another God, here is another God, here is another. The Bhagavad Gita also in the last instruction, Bhagavan says, Mam ekam. Ekam means one. Only surrender to me. So this is the verdict of all Vedic literature. But if somebody thinks that I can worship Brahma, I can worship Kali, I can worship Shiva or many other demigods, it's still the same thing. This is impersonalist view, it is not a fact. Because according to them, the absolute truth is impersonal. There is no question of personality. But because we cannot concentrate our devotional energy or attention in the impersonal feature, therefore let us imagine some form of God. This is the, I mean to say, principle of the impersonal. They imagine some form of God and they get perfection, and ultimately they become impersonal, merge into the effulgence Brahma Jyoti. That is their philosophy. The Mahabharata philosophy and Vaishnava philosophy differs here. Our Bhagavad says that ultimate truth, absolute truth, is a person. Brahma, Paramatma and Bhagavan. Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavan. The Master says that you direct people's attention to the Supreme Personality of God. Now the question may be that one may take to the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead without understanding the truth by sentiment. Just like sometimes it is mostly in this country, some of the disciples, some of the students, they are coming, not that one has understood this philosophy very nicely and is convinced. Some of them are coming by sentiment. All right, let me join this Krishna consciousness movement. So, in that case, what happens? Suppose one does not understand the philosophy, but he comes to join this Krishna consciousness movement, then what is the effect? That is also clearly explained by Narada them. That tattva sadhanmam charanambujam hari bhajanna papputa patitya tujadi jatra ko kava abhadra abhud amussaking kovathayatu avajatang sadharmata. So, Narada says that giving up all other engagements, just like it is instructed in the Bhagavad Gita, that give up all other engagements, simply surrender it. So if somebody, out of sentiment, without understanding, out of sentiment surrenders, comes to Krishna. Here he had many duties to perform, his family life, his duty to the country, so many duties, everyone has got so many duties, but one gives up all other duties, simply comes to Krishna. Then what happens to him? This is very important version of Narad Muni. He says, the sadharma, everyone has got some occupational duty. So he gives it up according to the instruction of Krishna. And Charanambujam Hare, and begins devotional service, Krishna consciousness. Then after some time, just like many, when I came in the beginning, there are many, not many, if you say within 5 or 6, they were working with me, but now they are not working. So that is possibility. Because one may come by sentiment, then after staying for some time, he may find it, oh, what is this Krishna consciousness? Let me do something else. Or let me join in my previous occupation. So Narad Muni says that even a person joins Krishna consciousness, giving up all other occupational duties, and without being mature, falls down. As soon as you become little slack in Krishna consciousness, immediately Maya is ready to capture. Thank you.